Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to discuss the different types of leaf modifications in angiosperms. In angiosperms, the leaves are modified variously to serve different purposes, and the first one that we are going to discuss is storage leaves. Storage leaves are present in those plants which grow in xerophytic and saline habitats, and these plants usually belong to the family Crassulaceae. In these plants, the leaves they become somewhat fleshy or they become swollen to store water, mucilage, and food. And the examples are aloe, agave, alanquai. There are a number of other examples, but I have just quoted a few. Okay. Then the second type of leaf modifications is tendrils, leaf tendrils. Tendrils are actually long, slender, wiry, and coiled climbing organs which coil around a spot and help the plant in climbing. And depending upon the origin of these tendrils, there are different classes of tendrils. The first one is whole leaf tendrils. In this type, the entire leaf forms a tendril. Example is Lathyrus aphaca, which is commonly known as wild pea. Here you can see in the image, this tendril has formed from a whole leaf. Now the second type is leaf tip tendril. In this type, the leaf apex or the leaf apex, you can say, it gets modified and forms a tendril. Example is Glorisa superba, which is commonly known as glory lily. Okay, here you can see the tip of this leaf has modified and resulted in the formation of a tendril. Then another type is leaflet tunnel. In this type, the upper few leaflets of the pinnately compound leaf they form the tendrils. Here you can see, and the example is Pisum stavum, pea, common pea, okay, garden pea, sorry. Then we have another type which is known as petiole tendrils. In this type, the petiole of the leaf it becomes long and gets modified to form a tendril. Here you can see the petiole it has got elongated and coiled, resulting in the formation of tendril. Example is clematis, which is also known as Virgin's flower. Then we have another type which is known as rachis tendrils. In this type, either the tip of the rachis or the entire rachis gets modified to form tendrils. Here you can see the tip of the rachis, the tip of the rachis of this compound leaf it has got modified and it has resulted in the formation of tendril. Okay, and the examples are Lenis culinaris and clematis. Okay, Lenis culinaris is the masura. Okay, it is commonly known as masura. Then another type is stapular tendrils. In this type, the free ends of adennate stipules form tendrils. Okay, stipules are the lateral outgrowths which are present at the base of the leaf. Okay, and when these structures they get modified and form tendrils, these are known as stapular tendrils, and these are present in Simlex. Here you can see these are the stapular tendrils which have formed from the stipules. Okay, and now another type of leaf modifications are leaf spines. Okay, so far we have discussed the storage leaves, then we have discussed the tendrils. Now we are going to discuss the third type, which are the spines. Leaves or their parts, they get modified to form spines. Okay, spines are actually the modifications of leaves or their parts. And this formation of spines, it is an adaptation to prevent grazing by animals, and it also helps us reduce the rate of transpiration. Now, in different species of plants, we have different uh, types of spines depending upon their origin. Okay, and the first one is berberry. In this plant, the leaves of main stem, they get modified and form the spines. Here you can see in the image the leaves which are present on the main stem, they become modified and form spines. Then another type is opuntia. In this plant, the leaves of axillary buds, they form spines. Here you can see these are all the axillary buds. Okay, the point where you see these spines, these are the axillary buds, and these spines are actually the modified leaves. They have reduced in area to form the spines. Okay, then in phaeonyx and yucca, the leaf apices or the leaf tips, they get modified and form spines. Here you can see in the image these pointed structures, these spine-like structures, they are the tips of the leaves. Then in argemone, the margins of lamina form spines. Here you can see this is the leaf margin, and these leaf margins, they have got modified and resulted in the formation of spines. Then in ilex, the leaves get modified into spines, and the branches in the axils of these leaves, they form thorns. Okay, here you can see these small spines, these are actually the modified leaves, and the buds and the axillary buds in these in the axils of these leaves, they form the thorns. Okay, or you can say the branches, they have got modified to form the thorns. Okay, I will repeat. In ilex, the leaves get modified into spines, and the branches which arise in their axils, they form the thorns. Okay, now we have another type in Ziziphus and acacia. In these plant species, the stipules are modified into spines. Here you can see these are the stipules, okay, which have got modified and resulted in the formation of spines. Okay, this is all for today, and in the next part we are going to discuss another modifications of leaves. Till then, God bless you and thank you all.